Hello everybody, hello traders, how are you doing? Hope you're all well. We have got some interesting high probability opportunities for this week that we're going to take a look at. My name is Dima, this is the Sunday Market Outlook, and these are the charts that we're going to look through in this video. I've got a couple of changes from last week. It's mostly similar because we are following a trend, but I do have pound New Zealand in there and the S&P. So we are just going to look as usual through what looks like the best technical price action for this week and look at the markets in the calendar too. Let's have a look at what we've got this week to bear in mind. Right then, let's dive into the calendar. Let's not waste any time and see what we've got that looks interesting this week. We have Euro speech on Monday, where is the main volatility, the biggest news. We have Tuesday USD news, CB consumer confidence. We have CPI numbers from Australia on Wednesday. The others here are minor. We also have actually a speech. For some reason it's showing as medium impact news, but a speech on the Swiss there. We've got more Euro news, GDP figures on the dollar, unemployment claims on the dollar. That's Thursday's one to watch for, and we have the Federal Reserve Chair speaking as well at the end of the day on Thursday. So we'll watch out here for the dollar. Mainly there's on the Aussie as well, and then on Friday we have another speech on the euro. We have CPI numbers on the yen. We have other CPI numbers on the euro, so euro once again, and then we've got CAD and dollar again on Friday. What are we watching for? Well, the biggest impacts for the week and how we're going to merge that in. We've got euro, we've got dollar, main one to watch for, several euro announcements. Then we have CAD and dollar to end the week as well. So that's the week. The major ones to watch for. Let's look at the charts and how we're going to see the scenarios, possible scenarios playing out this week. All right then. This is what we've got. This is what we're going to go through. Similar to last week because we are in a trend we're following. Let's start again with the dollar as usual. Hope you are liking these videos. If you've not been with us before, if you have seen this for the first time, then welcome, and if you're not, welcome back. Let's have a look at the opportunities. Let's break down these markets. I'm going to start with the dollar as usual. Comment down below if you have any of your own charts or you want to share something, then feel free. Otherwise, we are just going to see what's what here. We've been bullish on the dollar quite clearly to see a massive run, unrelenting run on the dollar. So we're just going to continue with that. This is the target that I marked out this last week, which we haven't quite reached. That will be the next point. After that, we shall look at, let me look at the next one. I shall look at the next points. So as you can see, these will be the next ideas. So continue on that bullishness, last week's bullish close, and here is an interesting level that we watched for, and we want to see a break through this range, this consolidation, and move higher. That is the bias for the week. Let's go into the various charts and currencies. Let's have a look on the weekly again. Pound, we were bearish last week and going to continue on the bearishness because we've got bullish dollar, very bearish week, and would expect that to carry on. Now, these were the targets. So we've blown through the targets that we looked at, and now we're going to look to the next one. So let's just delete these. Let's go into the daily to just see the bigger picture. So here we've got the next target down here. The next one after that will be down here. And then we have another one over here. So I'm just looking for lows, gaps in the market, and where price has not come back into. So there we are. There's that swing from last week. And the next thing we're going to look at is the next best price from where we are now. Where's the next best price? Well, we can draw a fib from the low, high to the low. And the moment we can see that the expensive area would be up here. Now, I would prefer the market to reach into this area first. So we really want to get a much better price, first of all, before we continue down into the next level, because from here to here, it's only about 50 pips or so, but from here to here, it's about 150, and then down here, 220. Really want to see a better price. Now, I'm not going to be chasing the market. It is already cheap. The next possible idea would be if it actually drops lower, creates a retracement, and then moves down. That's the next possibility. We'll see if that happens. And therefore, this will be the next level. If we get a very clean break to the downside. That's the bearishness on the pound. Let's see how the week starts. This will be Monday, Tuesday, maybe too early to tell. Waiting for the dollar news to kick in. And usually once that news kicks in and then we have a bit of volatility, we have more price action, then we have a clearer picture. For now, we've had this very, very shallow pullback. Really want to see a much deeper pullback before dropping lower. Okay, at the moment it's a kind of consolidation. It's a kind of range, not clear, no clear price action, no clear price swings. We really want to see for weight of that next swing, clear one like this, similarly to that. So that is the pound. That's the pound. And we still have our invalidation at this high because that was the last previous obvious high. So that is the point I'm going to mark off. Let's go to the dollar yen, another one we looked at last week. Bullish because we are in a bullish market. That's the week. Close bullish into the next levels. There's the swing high, swing high, swing high. So those are the next targets. And now this clear swing becomes the next point to watch for. As we can see, the last clear swing. Let's go into the daily. And what we can see now is we expected a run higher, and yen is quite a tricky one. We made another move lower, pipped the low, invalidated the setup, and continued running higher. So initially this was the area, it blew through, tapped the low one more time, and then it's now running higher. And with that continued bullishness, I'm going to look for the next level. So here's that obvious swing low. This now becomes invalidation point. And we are looking at the next target higher and this one higher. So we are from here to here only about 50 pips away, but for this one about 120. The next level I see is here, which we have tapped into. If we get another situation like so, and some kind of reversal into this level and then next level, that will be one possibility. And the next possibility is blowing through this level with momentum, getting a better price, and then continuing to the upside. Therefore, the next scenario would be this. And let's see how it plays out at the moment. Once again, we are in a kind of range. We really want to see a clean break of this high for this low to hold and confirm as the last swing point. And then we will look to go higher. At the moment, it still looks very clearly bullish despite this really funny, crazy volatility. Yeah, that's the yen for you. It does this sort of, plays this sort of tricks. You never know what the market can do. This is why we manage our risk. And if this was a one of those losses, then, you know, it just is what it is. Despite this bullish momentum, the market wanted to come down once again and take some people out and then continue on its way. That's the outlook for the dollar yen. Here's the daily. As you can see, we had this bullish candle, expected the continuation, then the bearish one came in, and then the bullish one once again kind of engulfed the previous one, which now is a sign, a hint that we're continuing higher. And this was just a kind of a brief run on stop losses. Right. This now becomes our last swing. If we break this swing, then of course invalidates, as we just said. And here is our longer term target point. Let me just correct this. More accurate, there it is. Bullishness on the dollar, weakness on the yen means dollar yen running higher as expected. And so it is. Let's do CAD yen now. Right, to CAD yen, we're also bullish, and now we are continuing on that bullishness. As you can see, target met, broken through, week closed bullish, and now we have the next target higher after that. And then if we look on the monthly, what do we have on the monthly? Well, we are going to create new highs. Such is the weakness on the yen. Don't know how far we will go, but for now, let's look at possible levels. So we have possible level. There's also a whole number here, which we can pay attention to. So that is the 111 whole number. And then next one after that is 112, but that's a little bit further away. Therefore, what's the idea here? Well, we had our invalidation. We had this brief pullback, and now looks like heading higher once again. Continuing on the trend. Here was our zone. We ran a little bit lower, and now this low becomes the invalidation point. We then broke this structure of the high. We broke that, and now we're looking for higher prices. So as we looked at, we had this run lower and then move higher, which happened to be the case. And the next thing to watch for is a retracement in here. So again, we can draw a fib from the last low, the last high. And as you can see, the cheap area is within this red zone here. Anywhere within here, looking for a reversal and then moving higher. That will be the idea. It's kind of in a range, but we are also breaking new highs. We did not invalidate the lows that we had last week, and therefore I'm still going to be, for now, saying that the probability is in the favor of the upside. And that's the CAD yen there. From here to there, that's about 80 pips, and then to the whole number we have about 120 pips. So we do have some movement there and a possible idea. Let's see how it plays out again with the news, and watch out for the calendar as always. Okay, let's move on. Next one on the list is Euro Pound. Euro Pound is another favorite we were looking at last week, and look at that price action, look at that bullishness, real ripper of a chart. We've met the first target, and now we can look to the next targets. Here's that high, and here's another swing high, as you can see here, and then later on we can look at the next one's up, but that is a bit further into the future. But for now, let's mark it out. And as you can see, all of these levels that we looked at, let's go into the daily, push higher, higher, higher. That's what was expected. Constant move higher into the next levels, which is what we had. Bullish, bullish, bullish all the way along. Real strong move. And this is what we looked at. This is what's happened. Retracement and then move higher. So really continuing bullish so far. We do have Euro news this week and multiple times. Let's see where the market goes. What we really want to see is a very clean and clear retracement. We may have a reversal, some kind of action off this level, and now what we want to see is a real break of this level. The next level we have is up here. We can go into the 1 hour in this case, because we have very refined price action here, and we have this level. However, it's quite still an expensive point, and what we really want to see is a much better price. A better price would be back down here. Let's move this away into this level. But we may see some consolidation because of the clear level that we have up here, which would kind of act as a resistance point. But what we really want to see is a break through. Let's go back to the 4 hour just to make it cleaner. A break through this level and then head into the next one. And a break through the level will be a nice daily close above, a pullback, and then heading higher. So these are the two possible points. I'm still going to mark this as the invalidation, and there's two thoughts here. This will be the last low if we get a clear of this high. We get a strong bullish move, and if we do, then the next invalidation point becomes here. For now, I'm going to leave this. We may get pulled into a range here because of this level, but if we don't and we blow through it, then we're going to look for the next possible scenario. To be safe, you do want to have Monday play out, maybe even Tuesday. Gives you a little bit more information, a little bit more hint at what's going on, and sitting, being a bit more patient and letting things just play out, collecting more information, more price action, makes things easier, really easier as you go along to make a decision later. Don't let the market fool you. Don't let the market test you if you're not sure about what to do, because it will tempt you into doing things you don't want to do. Now let's look at pound New Zealand. Now this is one that failed in terms of its idea. We were looking at this level here. We ran right through it, I think a couple of weeks ago or so, and now because we ran through it and we have broken multiple structural points, as you can see, this one, this one, this one. What we're going to look for is the next targets. So as we got the next low here, we got the next low here, and we do have a gap in price here. So ultimately, this down here, which is about 300 pips away, would be the target to clear all these lows. This is the weekly chart. As you can see, super bearish. And now let's go back to the daily. The previous swing, which is the high up here, this will be the invalidation. So we are bearish, at least in the short term. Even though if we look on the monthly, you can see that the monthly is bullish. We took out last month's low, and now let's see whether we're going to continue taking more lows. So far it's bearish. We're going to continue on that bearishness, at least in the short term, and then observe and see whether we actually have some kind of reversal here and continue to the upside, or if we have a complete breakdown, and the complete breakdown would be here. So let's see if we have a break. We'll leave this with a question mark, but that is some way away. If we do, then we're going to be heading lower. For now, we're just going to look at the next obvious levels. So what we got so much bearishness. We got absolute heaviness in this pound New Zealand. We don't want to be selling this because it's obviously very cheap. As you can see, huge move. What we'd like to see, what would be preferable, is to have a swing. We really want to get a better price. So another swing would be some kind of retracement and then a reversal and continuation to the downside. Now, pause the video if this is going too quickly for you, but I'm just going to cover as all the charts in the short space of time. So do pause the video and have a look at it and compare with your chart if you want to really get a feel, get a understanding, and see where we're at in the chart, so that you are happy with the setup. So here's the daily. We have bearishness. We really want to see another swing. Let's go into the 4 hour. So here is that invalidation point. Again, we draw the fib, flow to the high, mark the halfway mark, and anything above the halfway mark would be more expensive area. That would be my outlook, an idea for the week. As you can see, we are near these levels, these next take profit points, but so basically what that means is we don't want to really trade near there. Really want to trade near a better price. Okay, that's the idea here. We also have, let's see what else we've got here. We also have, I'm going to mark the whole number, which is the 2.0 here. So that's an interesting one to watch for, but we're well away from that. Okay, at the moment, this all have been broken. So as you can see, quite clear to see that in the short term we are bearish. Okay, there we are. So that's the pound New Zealand. For now, we'll wait for those swings to happen in the market first and be patient. If it just keeps dropping and dropping, then we'll just let it go and reassess next week. Just because we have some bias this week doesn't mean we have to exactly trade it and really be in the market. We'll let the market do its thing. Okay, let's go to EuroCAD. EuroCAD was another bearish one that we looked at last week, and we're going to look at the continuation of that bearishness into these levels. We haven't quite hit the level here, if I'm not mistaken. Almost. And this would be the next target points. As you can see, we're in an expensive area. It's a range, but we want to see the break lower. We broke these structures, broke this trend line. So it's a bearish market. This is what I was looking at throughout the week. Here's that level. At the moment, this is where we're at. And because of this uncertainty, this kind of range, I really would now prefer to see a different scenario play out before looking to enter. And what kind of scenario is that? Well, we have the previous swing here. At the moment, we're in a range. This is what I was looking at to break, which we did have. However, we got stuck here, and despite there being a range we got stuck in, we did close below last week's low and bearish. Therefore, we're going to continue with the bearishness. And what kind of bearishness would that be? Well, right now, first of all, what I want to see is a break of this low and this low. So in a sense, I want to see that the market is going lower. That would be one scenario. And coming down, hitting the next levels. And if I have to take a quick look on the daily, the other possibility is that we get another move higher. So if we have a move higher and then create another wick like this, as you can see, this level right here, we have wicks going through it and a wick going through it, another wick going through it. If we have Monday, Tuesday, another wick, something like this, another wick, move through it and then reverse and come down, that will be the next possible scenario to play out. This is the zone, so something like so. Some kind of reversal, some kind of pause, and then a turnaround, and then move lower will be even better because we're going to get a better price, a more expensive price. The next level would be up here, as you can see, of this zone. And if we invalidate this high, The other possible scenario that if we go through this high and we now have to reassess the market, the other possibility is to look for something like this, some kind of reversal off this level. Not saying that's how it's going to happen, but we're going to watch and see how it plays out. We do have several Euro news. We also have CAD news this week. This would be one to watch for. Let's see how it plays out. But at the moment, because of this messy price action, this indecisive, we've got wicks going both ways, really not clear, and want to see for a very clear momentum move lower. We've got these lows to the left, as you can see, and because of that, we're having a bit of a slowdown and indecisive price action. That's the idea for Euro CAD bearishness, but wait to see what happens. Okay, let's go to gold. Gold, we were bearish last week. However, as you can see, we just went back into a range. We're looking for this level. Bullish dollar means bearish gold, and here we are. This was a possible swing. We've now broken the structures. We had the bearish bias, and the day closed bearish on Thursday, and then Friday it just created a inside bar. So what next from here? Well, we'd want to see the continuation of that bearishness, and with the bullish dollar, that's what we kind of expect here. So still going to stick with the bias, despite the fact that gold has been very tricky and we are stuck in this range, and last week was indecisive. We just closed back into here. What do we want to see next? Well, if we're going to continue lower, really want to see a break of now this low before heading lower. So a break and then pull back into some kind of zone. This was the previous zone, so it looks like there was a possible entry here, possible idea here. If it's for you, then you make your own decision and risk on that. The next idea for the week ahead would be something like so, and heading into the low with the bullish dollar. So let's see those swings, if they play out. Here's the 4 hour. Let's see if the swing plays out and if the swing holds and then moves lower. That's the idea. And the next invalidation point becomes, well, actually we're still holding here. This would be the last one with the news last week, and move lower. And if we break this low, break this high, then the idea will be invalidating. We'll have to reassess. So that's gold. And now let's move on to S&P. So I'll start with the monthly. What we can see is we had these almost like a double bar formation or train tracks, whatever you want to call it. And now we are heading lower. On the weekly chart, what we can see is we've broken these structural lows. If you want to draw a trend line, you can draw a trend line. We've broken lows of these lows here, this week's low as well, all these lows, and the week closed very, very bearish. The next target would be this obvious low. The one after that would be this gap here, this low here, and so on and so on, if we actually reach and if we break through these. So let's have a look first of all at where we are now, and then go from there. So let's delete this. Next target, which we are very near to, so we don't want to see we don't be trading around here because this is too close. What we want to see is a better price, and the better price would be more up here. So this is one. We can draw a fib, and the real best price would be, of course, let's just do this again, would be up here. That would be an extreme best price. However, let's see if we get a reaction off here as well. Want to see a better price. Once we get a better price and a clear swing in the market, then we'll go to the next levels. So first idea is maybe this, and if not, then something like this. break, reversal here, another swing, break, pull back, and then head down. Really prefer this higher one because what that means is we're getting a much better price, a much more expensive price, and a higher probability, higher risk reward. It's really a much better trade, better quality of trade to take. So that is the caveat here, that we do have 2 levels. Let's see where we actually get a reaction from. Okay. Yeah, so that's the S&P. You can see very clearly we've got these breaks, and we're going to see a new swing develop. Let's see whether that happens with the news and go into next structural lows, as we can see clearly from here, then head lower with this currently what it looks to be as a market turning bearish once again. Another possible scenario that we may have, which I can drop here, is a break of these lows. And if we get a break of these lows, a strong break, then a pullback and a continuation to downside. However, I favor this because we will have a much better price to trade from. That's the S&P. Thank you guys for watching. I think that is it. Yep, we are back now here in the dollar. And that is this week in the markets. Those are the high probability opportunities that I at least see. Obviously, manage your risk, make your own decisions. These are just ideas for the week from one person's perspective, and you make your own decisions. Hopefully, if you have your own charts, you can share that, and feel free to comment down below what you think. Okay, guys, do look out for the economic calendar and the website for up-to-date news of what's going on, and have a good trading week ahead. All right, I will see you again on Tuesday and Thursday as always. All right, bye for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.